In 1517, in a small university town in Wittenberg, Germany, a man walked quietly. His name was Martin Luther, an ordinary monk and professor of theology. But that day was a little different. He had some paper in his hand, and it contained a sharp critique of the corruption of the Vatican and the Catholic Church at the time. Because in his view the Church was gradually moving away from God's will, engulfed in money and power. The biggest problem was indulgence. The Church's attitude of expelling sin for money made him so angry. Martin Luther walked into the university and stood in front of the cathedral door. He nailed the paper in his hand to the door. That was his 95-point rebuttal. The document quickly spread throughout the city, throughout Germany and throughout Europe. Thanks to the printing press, people started to see his argument and realize that the Church needed to change. And that's what started with the Protestant Reformation as we know it. But it's no fun if we just end this story with a story of church reform, right? Actually, that night was a little strange. Some people said that after Luther nailed it, the door made a strange noise. The thumping, scratching sound as if someone was scratching a wall from the inside of the door. At first, he thought it might be the wind. But from that night, strange things started to happen around the cathedral. When people go to pray in the early morning, it's freezing inside the cathedral and candles would go out by themselves. Some days, while a monk was cleaning, he found an old scroll on one side of the cathedral, written in very old letters. I didn't understand the whole story, but it gave off a fearsome feeling that you have defied God's will. Since then, he has fallen ill and died for no reason. And no one has spoken about him. And you know, this didn't just happen at the time. Even now, there's a rumor that if someone imitates someone nailing near the door in the middle of the night, in front of the Wittenberg Cathedral, the door makes a strange sound. Strangely, thump, thump. And is that it? No. If you stay too long, it feels like someone is pulling an arm out of the back. I don't know if what Martin Luther started was a blessing or another warning, but there's one thing that people who've been there have in common. There's something near that door, really.